I did say I would continue with these reviews. If you saw my review yesterday, then chances are I've got more where that came from. I am MegamanNG and I welcome you one and all to my Power Rangers Beast Morphers episode review. Today we'll be talking about another episode that was released in Australia, but we have to wait months for here in the US. Episode 10, Thrills and Drills. Here's the deal. I'll provide a synopsis, as well as some of the main points of focus. And should anything go wrong, I'll just have to redo the recording, because I had an issue, but thankfully it was only a minor fix. And before I say anything already, if you want to support the channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon. I can't stress it enough because I'm trying so hard to get new people to come in, but maybe what I'm doing isn't working. Now that I got to get that off-topic stuff out of the way, let's begin. Evox has had enough of Blaze and Roxy's constant failures after the events of the last episode, so he decides to let Scrozzle come up with a plan of his own. Too bad Roxy decides to come along for the ride. Meanwhile, the Rangers are undergoing some sparring, only for Ravi to suffer some tooth pain. They get word that Roxy is making a new monster, but it's one that really gets Ravi freaked out. Can Ravi conquer his fears and help send the bad guys packing? Yep, this is another new episode, which came out in Australia already, and you know what that means, right? New episode, new review. I'm not waiting for Nickelodeon to have it up aired in the US, so thanks to a friend, I was able to get a chance to watch it and provide my thoughts. Hey, it's better than just waiting months for it, because what else is new? So anyway, yes, the plot involves Scrozzle, and Scrozzle finally coming up with a plan for a change, that's a first. It involves Scrozzle and Blaze to come up with a plan to defeat the Rangers. All the while, Ravi suffers from tooth pain after a sparring session, and it doesn't help that he also has a fear of drills. Not just like drills, but like dentists, like being in the dentist and having to deal with drills. Power drills, to be exact. That's still a scary thing. This episode focuses on Ravi, but at the same time, it's an interesting one, since the guy, like I said, has a fear of drills. Like drills when like in the dentist? Do we blame the guy? No, not really. It's perfectly normal. The toothache that he suffers through the episode is proof of that. And all that happened due to a sparring session, and it ends up being more of a hindrance for him as things go on. It's pretty surprising, and I like that. I really like how it centers through the plot and all the way to the end and gets settled. Not that I'm spoiling anything, but yeah. Also, this episode confirms that Nate has a fear of spiders. This actually happened during one scene when Ravi, Nate, and Steel were underground investigating where Roxy and the Megadrone was there. Or rather, where the Megadrone was. The drill Megadrone, I think that's what it was called. Yeah, and Nate somehow sees a spider, and instead of screaming, would blow his cover, he decides to be smart and be silent about it and pretty much remove a spider from his jacket and on the floor below. He handles it like a boss. I kid you not. Isn't any wonder why I like Nate so much, especially his actor to boot? He is the GOAT. I'm not going to say anything else on that. And considering that Roxy is also an avatar of the real Roxy, it's surprising how she decides to hit Ravi where it hurts, through his fears. And I wonder if the real Roxy knew about his fear of drills. It's a pretty clever way for the bad guys to experiment and think outside the box to come up with their plans. But you can tell that it just gets pretty predictable. It really does. Speaking of which, the Ben and Betty antics are still just as funny, if not hilarious. I'm not kidding. No, I'm actually dead serious. I'm not kidding. It's still funny, and it's also hilarious. In two instances, like with one scene where Ben, Betty, and Ravi were at the dentist and they get freaked out because of the drills, I can't help but laugh. I can't help but laugh. Even if it's just simple antics, I find it really hilarious. I'm not going to lie. It's just really funny. And then in the beginning with Betty trying to run through the machine and Ben trying to make it faster and Betty can't keep up, it's still funny all throughout. I really, really do enjoy it big time. I really do. There's also a bit of a first like in the previous episode, and it's the first time we get to see all 5 Rangers morph for the very first time, including Steel. Should I say anything else? I really do enjoy the morphing sequence for Beast Morphers, whether it's done with all of them together or separately. It's just very awesome. Ravi does get some props in this episode. Despite having to deal with a toothache, he does hold his ground and beats down the bot of the week. And it really shows how far he goes in character development. I really can't say enough how awesome it is. It really is. My favorite moments are few and far between. Like, for example, you have Ravi, Ben, and Betty going to the dentist. That scene, which was just so funny, only to freak out. Ravi being the robot monster despite a toothache pain, and the Rangers taking down the Gigadrone the best way possible. And there's also the ending of the episode where, thanks to Nate, who conquered his fear, Ravi was able to finally face his. And that's pretty awesome. The series just continues to get better and better. And considering what happens next, I only hope it does get more good. Overall, the episode is pretty solid. However, the bad guys were able to acquire 1/3 of the Beast Power's DNA. Turns out Evox and Scrozzle have a big plan up their sleeves. And considering that the plan is big and it's going to involve Blaze and Roxy, who knows what's going to happen? The next episode is going to follow things up, and I really am looking forward to how it turns out. What is Evox planning? Who really knows? Who really knows for sure? My final score for this episode is an 8.5 out of 10. It is a very solid, very good episode that I really enjoyed a lot. And yeah, my reviews are opinionated, so to those who do get a chance to watch it, if you don't like it, be sure to tell me why. I look forward to hearing from you. That is going to be it for this. I got another review I have to do, so I will see you guys later. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button. It means a lot to me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. It all helps to my benefit. It really does. So yeah, that is pretty much it. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out. See you tomorrow for episode 11. Let's morph in.